Hey, how's everybody doing? Pastor On, I just noticed you're on, and on is on, and it reminded me that I had a song for you to do, and I forgot about it. I'm still going to do it though, okay? Remind me in a few minutes, a little bit later, in about 47 minutes. I'm going to do a song for Pastor On. But hey, good evening, everybody. Sorry for anybody who was on Facebook last week. There was some issues. Facebook shut us down for some reason in the middle, but maybe it was so bad they just said, cut this guy off quick. The whole Facebook population is going down based upon it. But all right, I changed my mind on a song. You know how like when you give speeches in class, when you first start to give public speaking and they give you this little, the 3x5 cards you put your notes on. And you always have them in an order, and there's 10 cards in a row. But as soon as you get going with your speech, it's kind of like they get all mixed up and confused. It's like, oh no, which card am I on? Well, that's kind of what happens with my music. I lay all my music out, and I think I have an order, but then it's like it all goes out the window. So I'm going to do a song now that I wasn't even planning on doing, but this will be our opening song. I am just a poor boy, though my story's seldom told. I've squandered my resistance for a pocket full of mumbles, such are promises. All lies in jest, still a man hears what he wants to hear and disregards the rest. When I left my home and family, I was no more than a boy in the company of strangers, in the quiet of a railway station, running scared, laying low, seeking out the poorer quarters where the ragged people go, looking for the places only they would know. La la la, la 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 la, la la la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Asking only workman's wages, I come looking for a job, but I get no offers. Just a call from the boys on 7th Avenue. I do declare there were times when I was so lonesome, I took some comfort there. La la la, la la la, la la Then I'm laying out my winter clothes, wishing I was gone, going home, where the New York City winters aren't bleeding me, going home. In the clearing stands a boxer, a fighter by his trade. He carries the reminders of every glove that laid him down or cut him till he cried out in his anger and his shame. I am leaving, but the fighter still remains. La la la. La 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 matter how many times I fall down, I'm going to get back up. I'm going to get back up. So that was The Boxer by Simon and Garfunkel. And, it's hard when you're singing songs that have two harmonies in them because you're never sure which one to go to. So I might jump from one harmony to the next. And in my head, it sounds fantastic. But outside, I keep thinking, people are thinking, what's he singing? Why is he going off key there? No, I'm singing a harmony. So I might do an Everly Brothers song a little bit later, and that's one where I'll definitely jump from Phil to Don Everly, back to Phil Everly. All right, so right now, what do I want to do? What should we do? Have you guys ever heard of the band called the Classics 4? Maybe Robert Kendrick has. Bob's probably heard of the Classics 4. The Classics 4 was this group. I didn't discover them until actually the 80s, but they're a band from the 60s. And they just have some of the most beautiful songs. And the guy's voice is so incredible. But they did the song Traces of Love. You ever heard that song? Faded photographs, covered now with lines and creases. That was one of their songs. It's too hard to play though. They did Sunny, I think. Sunny, da 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 na 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 na. Well, I'm gonna do one of their songs right now. They have a lot of one-word songs. The title is just one word: Traces, Sunny, and this song. Sunshine, baby, whenever you smile, but I call you stormy today. All of a sudden, that old rain's falling down, and my world is cloudy and gray. Stormy, oh stormy, bring back that sunny day. Yesterday's love was like a warm summer breeze, but like the weather, it changed. Things are dreary, baby, and it's windy and cold, and I stand alone. You've got to wait. Oh, stormy, oh, stormy, bring back that sun. That was called Stormy by the Classics 4, and I suggest if you have Spotify, go listen to the classics for. They're amazing. Amazing.
nothing more. I long for nothing more than this, than to know you, oh God.
That's a song that we used to do at Cornerstone many, many years ago. And I don't even know who wrote that song, actually. I think it was one of those one-hit wonders. But it was such a forward-sounding song. It had this guitar in it. It was kind of like the Edge from U2. Kind of had that delay on the electric guitar. It sounded so good. And so I always liked the melody of that song. So, yeah. That was called Nothing More. But, hey, I don't know if my friend Trish Ward is online watching tonight or not. But, you know, she's a huge fan of 50s and 60s songs. And so she would always remind me of like, hey, what about this band and that band? And do this song and that song. And so I thought I would do some songs from the British Invasion. The British Invasion, which of course includes the Beatles. But, yeah, what is one I want to do? Oh, have you guys ever heard of the band called Jerry and the Pacemakers? They're very Beatles sounding. So when the Beatles came out, there was all these other bands that came out at the same time. There was Jerry and the Pacemakers. There was Peter and Gordon. There was Paul Revere and the Raiders. The Dave Clark Five. They all came out, and they all kind of sounded like the Beatles. And I think they all tried to be like the Beatles. And they didn't have as many good songs as the Beatles, but each of them had kind of like their own little hits. So like Dave Clark Five had that song, "Give me one kiss and I'll be happy." That wasn't the song I was going to do, but "Because I Love You." It's called Because. Great song, but this one I'm going to do. It was by Jerry and the Pacemakers, and it was also done by Peter and Gordon. I think it was Peter and Gordon. How do you do what you do to me? I wish I knew. If I knew how you do it to me, I'd do it to you. You do to me, I'm feeling blue. You how you do it to me, but I haven't a clue. Give me a feeling in my heart, like an arrow passing through it. Suppose that you think you're very smart, but won't you tell me how do you do it? You do to me. If I only knew, then perhaps you'd fall for me like I fell for you. You give me a feeling in my heart, like an arrow passing through it. Suppose that you think you're very smart, but won't you tell me how do you do it? How do you do what you do to me? I wish I knew. If I knew how you do it to me, I'd do it to you. It's one of those songs, not really a slow intro or outro. It just kind of like starts and then just stops. But that was by Jerry and the Pacemakers. And the Beatles actually did a version of that as well, but it was never released on one of their albums. They actually did it on these recordings called Live at the BBC, I believe. Great song. Great song. Okay, British Invasion. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. Remember, I'll always be true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. I'll pretend
that I'm kissing the lips I am missing, and hope that my dreams will come true. And then while I'm away, I'll write home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. Remember, I'll always be true. And then while I'm away, I'll write home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. All my loving, all my loving, ooh, all my loving, I will send to you.
I wanted so badly to go to the harmony on that part that comes in at the end where it's
Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. Remember, I'll always be true.
I love that harmony. I wish somebody was here to sing that with me. Anyway, that was the Beatles, All My Lovin'. You know, last night, before I went to sleep, I was kind of like channel surfing, and I come to, I think it's the TMC channel, the Turner channel. They show all old classic movies and that. They even show silent films, and it was the end of Woodstock, actually. It was the movie Woodstock. And it was the director's cut, whatever that means. It means they show all the stuff that didn't make it in the movie, I guess. And yeah, Woodstock was kind of, obviously it was before my time. Not obviously, but it was before my time. And so a lot of the bands, though, that were in Woodstock were, Janis Joplin was in it, Jimi Hendrix, The Who, and The Who. I want to do a Who song soon, probably next. But yeah, it's funny. I was watching the video of this Woodstock concert, and it was like exciting but sad at the same time. It was like there were so many people there, and they're all just there to celebrate peace and music. And as far as I know, there was no riots or anything, or looting or anything, really, really bad, and but it was like really a generation that was really searching, I think, for meaning. It was towards the end of the Vietnam War. People were very divided about it. In a lot of ways, it was like today. People were very divided, and but you had this generation of the youth that were searching for meaning and for peace. And so, yeah, it was kind of sad at the same time, seeing this gigantic, huge group of people, and you just kind of felt like, I don't know. I often wonder if Jesus, if that's how he felt when he looked at Jerusalem, and it said that he cried out over Jerusalem, "Oh, how I've longed to gather you under my wing, like a hen would gather its chicks, but you would not have me." And yeah. Anyway, but after here's the other thing, the small thing about Woodstock movie. You know who edited that movie? Was Martin Scorsese. Edited the movie. He had to have been super young, and I know he hadn't done any of his big movies yet. And so to think that, oh yeah, he got to start, editing and filming Woodstock. Wow. But the movie that came right after it last night when I was watching it, because I was kind of so enthralled by it afterwards, it was A Hard Day's Night. The Beatles movie came out. And so that's why I did All My Lovin' just now, because that was in A Hard Day's Night. But right now, I want to do a song by The Who. So the Who, they were part of the British invasion as well. And, Pete Townsend, Roger Daltrey, and Keith Moon and John Entwistle were the Who until Keith Moon died, probably way too young. But they were kind of they were a band that was really ahead of their time, in my opinion. So they were kind of competing with the Beatles, but they were much edgier, much harder. And but one of the songs they did was a movie that played on Turner Broadcasting Channel as well. I'll just do the song right now. I don't mind other guys dancing with my girl. That's fine. I know them all pretty well. And I know sometimes I must get out in the light. Better leave her behind. With the kids are alright. The kids are alright. Sometimes I feel I gotta get away. Bells chime, I know I gotta get away. And I know if I don't, I'll go out of my mind. Better leave her behind. If the kids are alright, the kids are alright. I know if I go, things will be a lot better for her. I had things planned, but her folks wouldn't let her. I don't mind other guys dancing with my girl. That's fine. I know them all pretty well. And I know sometimes I must get out in the light. Better leave her behind. If the kids are alright, the kids are alright. The kids are alright. The kids are alright. It's called "The Kids Are Alright" by The Who. I love that song because it's a nice melodic song, and Pete Townsend was writing melodic songs already. And but yeah, I think they were kind of looked at as, that was when there was like this battle between the mods and the rockers in the 60s. And all the mods would drive Vespas and that around and be really cool. And it kind of made a comeback in the late 80s, early 90s, I think, too. There was people decided they wanted to go back in time for that. But that was by The Who. And let's see here. Let's do another Beatles song, if that's okay with you. Here I stand, head in hand, turn my face to the wall. If she's gone, I can't go on, feeling 2 foot small. Everywhere people stare, each and every day. I can see them laugh at me, and I hear them say, hey, you've got to hide your love away. Hey, you've got to hide your love away. How can I even try? I can never win. Hearing them, seeing
won't she say to me, love will find a way. Gather round, all you clowns, let me hear you say, hey, you've got to hide your love away. Hey, you've got to hide your love away.
I think that was a wrong chord. Wait a second. Yes. Oh, I'm just gonna keep doing them until I get them right. That was the Beatles off A Hard Day's Night. Also, You've Got to Hide Your Love Away. That was a John Lennon song. You know, it was, even though almost all the Beatles songs were, if you look at the writing credits, it was Lennon and McCartney. But they kind of each led the way on the songs. They would, they co-wrote some of their songs together, probably more than not. But like John, he wrote Hide Your Love Away. Paul wrote All My Loving. He wrote Yesterday. John wrote I'm a Loser. I'm a Loser. What a great song. I'm not going to do that one. So, yeah. But they would, they would actually sort of bounce things back and forth on each other. And you could always kind of tell, Paul was always kind of the more optimistic Beatle. And I think John was the more cynical Beatle. So like when Paul wrote It's Getting Better All the Time, it's getting better all the time. Better than I know. John wrote the part, it can't get much worse. So they kind of like balanced each other out. And it made the Beatles what they are, what they were, and what they've still are to this day. All right. Where are we? I'm going to do a song by an artist named Jason Morant. And Jason Morant actually was an artist that came out with a few albums, and we've done so many of his songs at our church. He actually played twice at our church. He did a little concert once. He played during our services a couple of times. He was based in New Orleans and Louisiana. Shout out to Letty. He lived in New Orleans, and then he moved to Nashville. And so I want to do one of the songs that he wrote. I tremble at your presence, shaken by the truth. You are God. No deed could bring you pleasure, or a word add a measure to who you are. I lift my heart in worship, taken by the truth. You are God. I'm silenced by the virtue, surrendered and known who you are. Bless the Lord with all that's in me. Bless the Lord. May kingdoms fall and rulers cry.
by the truth that you are God. No deed could bring you pleasure, or word add a measure to who you are. Bless the Lord with all that's in me. Bless the Lord. Make kingdoms fall and rulers crawl before your throne. Bless the Lord with all that's in me. Bless the Lord. Make kingdoms fall and rulers crawl before your throne. I want to give all of me. I'm giving all of me. I'm giving you all of me. I'm giving you all of me. Bless the Lord with all that's in me. Bless the Lord. Make kingdoms fall and rulers crawl before your throne. Bless the Lord with all that's in me. Bless the Lord. Make kingdoms fall and rulers crawl before your throne.
That was called Bless the Lord by Jason Morant. And, when I first started coming to Cornerstone, and there was a song that they would do. They hadn't become we yet, so it was still they. There's a song they would do it was called Bless the Lord also, and it used to be
Come and bless the Lord, oh my soul. Come and bless the Lord, oh my soul.
And I remember when I first heard it, I loved it because it was really melodic, but I was kind of taken aback by bless the Lord. Like, what does that mean? How do you bless the Lord? I mean, isn't he the one that blesses us? Aren't we supposed to ask for his blessing? And so I was confused by a song that was, like, how can we bless God? That all changed when I had kids. I know exactly now how kids can bless their parents. And so, I believe that we can bless God as his children, and that shouldn't stop us from, not that we're trying to impress him or anything, but I think there's things that we can do from our hearts that do bless him and that do affect him. Even as all-powerful and omnipotent as he is, I really do believe that he can be affected by our prayers and by our actions, so by our hearts. But I want to do a song now that this is by a band called Wilco, and we did this song once by Wilco. I think David Brickner, who's a part of our community, he was speaking at our church, and he asked the band if they could do this song. by Wilco. And I thought, who is Wilco? I've never even heard of them. Everybody else who was cool knew who they were, but I didn't know who they were. And so I listened to the song and I go, man, that guy sounds just like John Lennon, actually. It sounds just like John Lennon. I couldn't believe it. And so, but anyway, this song was, I think it was a song that spoke to David in a time that he was going through, but I was going through a very similar time as him. And it spoke to me as well. And I think it's very appropriate for this time that we find ourselves in as well. Yeah. I'll try not to mess it up too badly. It's kind of a hard song for me. Maybe the sun will shine today. The clouds will blow away. Maybe I won't feel so afraid. I will try to understand either way. Maybe you still love me, maybe you don't. Either you will or you won't. Maybe you just need some time alone. I will try to understand. Everything has its plan. The way I'm gonna stay right for you. Sun will shine today. The clouds will roll away. Maybe I won't be so afraid. I will try to understand. Everything has its plan. Either way. Maybe the sun will shine today. The smoke will blow away. Maybe I won't be so afraid. I will try to understand. Everything has its plan. Either way. That was called Either Way by Wilco, and I think it's really appropriate because we all have, we are all able to choose how we're to receive something. They can be unexpected things. They can be terrible things, actually. But we have to be willing to not necessarily embrace them, but to accept them either way. Yeah, it all depends. Are we glass half full or glass empty people? It all comes down to that. Are you a glass half full or a glass half empty? It's all a matter of how you look at that, and it dictates a lot about how our attitudes are going to be. And yeah, we hear a lot about that on Sundays. And it's true. It's true. This is for my brother Rick. See you, then I know it will be next. And when I need you, then I know you will be there. I'll never leave you. Just need to get closer, closer. Lean on me now, lean on me now. Closer, closer. Lean on me now, lean on me now, lean on me now. Closer, lean on me now, lean on me now, lean on me now. That was called Closer, of course, because the chorus says it over and over again, but that's by Travis. And I'd never even heard of that band before until we did that song. And I actually heard that song playing over the intercom at a CVS store. And at the time, I didn't know how to remember those songs, or I would get really close to a speaker and try to listen to like a word so I could remember it. Sometimes I would use my phone and try to record it and then figure it out later. But that was a song I heard at the CVS store, and I go, man, what a great song. I looked it up. Travis, who's Travis? And so I actually we did it at one of our church services because I felt like it was appropriate, and that we could make a connection. And then Rick Navarte goes, "That's Travis. I know that band." It's like, really? And so, anyway, thank you, Rick, for introducing me to that band. Well, and CVS, of course. Okay. I'm going to do a song now by the Everly Brothers. Everly Brothers. You know, I didn't really discover the Everly Brothers until there was this live album that came out of theirs, and it came out, I think, in the 80s. And then when that band came out, remember the band Extreme? So Extreme was this heavy metal rock band, but they did a song that, how does it go? And I love you is not the words I want to hear from you. More than words. They did that song, More Than Words. And everybody said, man, they sound like the Everly Brothers. And yeah, that was, but the Everly Brothers, man, they were so original and they had the best harmonies and amazing harmonies. And the Beatles, they actually wrote a lot of their songs, I think, modeled after the Everly Brothers and their harmonies, of course, as well. Okay. I'm going to do, oh boy, this is going to be a rough one. I'm going to try to do this. So there was a band that came out in the late 70s, early 80s, probably early 80s, actually. And they're one of those bands that are just so incredible. They're so good that you can't really even sing along with their songs because the singer is so amazing. And there's certain bands like that where I mean, I love when sort of normal people sing songs because you can kind of sing along with them when you're walking down the street. But like this band, you just can't sing along with him. It's impossible. And the guy's voice was so incredible. And I'm gonna try to do one of their songs. And of course, I'm gonna sing it an octave lower. And I'm gonna ask you to guess what song it is. Okay? Also an appropriate song for this day and age. Now if you're feeling kinda low about the dues you've been paying, future's coming much too slow, and you wanna run but somehow you just keep on staying, can't decide on which way to go. Yeah, I understand about indecision. I don't care if I get behind people living in competition. All I want is to have my peace of mind. Climbing to the top of the company ladder. Hope it doesn't take too long. Can't you see there'll come a day when it won't matter? Come a day when you'll be gone. Yeah, I understand about indecision. I don't care if I get behind people living in competition. All I want is to have my peace of mind. Take a look ahead. Take a look ahead. Yeah. Everybody's got advice, they just keep on giving. Doesn't mean too much to me. Lots of people have to make believe they're living, can't decide who that should be. Yeah, I understand about indecision, but I don't care if I get behind people living in competition. All I want is to have my peace of mind. Oh, yeah, that was an obliteration of the song Peace of Mind by Boston. And the lead singer of Boston was he sang that whole song an octave above what I just sang it at. And it gets so incredibly high, and he's not even in his falsetto, he's in his chest voice. It's amazing. And, yeah. You know, I saw them in concert once, actually, when I was in college. And I think they were using backing tracks because nobody's voice could be that perfect. It was just too perfect for me. So Hope I didn't burst anyone's bubble. Hey, I got to finish up here. I've been wandering. So I want to end with a song. I love this song a lot. And we don't do it that often at church. But no particular reason for that. It just turns out that way. We like to mix it up a lot. So we're always throwing songs at you. So just when you think you have a song learned, it's like, hey, I know that song. Now I can sing along. We're going to change it on you. That's the way it goes. Okay, here we go. Ready? If you know the song, you can sing with me as well. Your love breaks my fall. The scandal of grace died in my place. My soul will live. Oh, to be like you. Give all I have just to know Jesus, there's no one beside you. Forever the hope in my heart. Dead as my sin. The cross has taught me to live. And mercy my heart now sing. The day and its troubles shall come. I know that your strength is enough. The scandal of grace, you died in my place, so my soul. No one beside forever the hope in my heart. Oh, to be like you, give all I have just to know Jesus, there's no one beside forever the hope in my heart. To be like you, give all I have just to know you. Jesus, there's no one beside you. Forever the hope in my heart. Forever the hope in my heart. Forever the hope in my heart. Yes, God, I declare tonight that you are my hope, Lord. You are our hope. And we thank you, God, for the feeling of hope, faith, hope, and love. And yet hope is what can keep us moving forward. It keeps us going up and over, as is our series during our church services called Up and Over. And you have to hold that endurance going right towards that upwards part of that hill until going over it. And for a short second, you can coast coming down the other side and take a breath. But you know another hill's coming, and so it's best to not just rest in totality. But anyway, you can hear all about that on the weekends from Pastor Terry and our speakers. All right, thanks so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. I kind of was jumping back and forth between 60s and 50s, Everly Brothers, and 80s, Boston, so and Hillsong in the 2000s. All right, thank you so much. Have a great evening, and look forward to seeing you next week. Tell me what requests you have if you have any.